Hi guys, welcome to the Pole Shift News. Let's have a quick rundown of the geo-anomalies that are taking place currently on our planet. Kicking off with the Earth's magnetic field. As you know, the North Pole and South Pole are migrating, have been doing so for the last 100 years, and from the monitoring which we've been doing on this observatory now and channel and website, as you know, it has been migrating around average recently over the last say 5-10 years about 1 degree. For those that don't know what that means, on the spot where the North Pole is, that means about 47 miles every year. It has in the past, as you know if you've been following this channel, migrated at different speeds, and we anticipate that one of those changes could be not too far on the horizon. Another region of the Earth of concern will be the Mid-Atlantic magnetic anomaly, which is this blue region here, which is the weakest region on the planet, where the magnetic field strength is at its lowest. Now guys, just to remind a few of you out there that we are an observatory and we monitor on this channel and on the website, and if you go onto the TriMag data you can see what actually we do monitor, which is the heading of the magnetic North Pole, and we monitor that every 3 seconds. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and if you're interested in having a look how that's been progressing over the last year, you'll see it's nudged just under a degree, and you know, all the data sets there monthly are there for you to have a look at. Another thing that we've been monitoring on poleshiftnews.com is the magnetosphere strength. It is too early to say how much it's depleting, as we've only had 2 months and we're due to have another month around the 17th of this month, another data set of months worth of readings, and remember we take those every 15 minutes, again 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And like I say, it is too early yet to see how much the magnetosphere strength is weakening, but as it does over time we will see that, and we'll be able to make future predictions on how far in the future, by how much the magnetosphere will have depleted by that time. If you're interested in knowing how far the magnetic North Pole has migrated over time, you want to see it on a chart, you can go over to poleshiftnews.com and you'll see how far it has progressed over a period of time. You can see it's still tracking easterly in a direction towards Siberia, and if we look at the Antarctic region you'll see that it is now leaving the ice cap regions. Again, if you're interested in tracking magnetometer data, then on the website we have from various organisations their data sets that they put up live, and they are updated frequently throughout the day. If solar data is what you're looking for, then again on the website we've got plenty of that for you. As you can see, the geomagnetic field is quiet and there is normal solar X-rays, but we also got X-rays, protons and KP index, as well as a lot of live or regularly updated photographs of what is taking place on the Sun. As you know, we're in a grand solar minimum, which means there's not going to be much activity. As you can see from this chart, solar cycle 22, 23 and 24, the sunspots have been dropping off. It's highly unlikely that we're going to see a start to solar cycle 25, and that is because we are entering a grand solar minimum. And this is going to have its own implications, not just on the weather, but also it is going to at some point start affecting crops. As most of us have been seeing, there is already you know, good agricultural land in regions which should be very arable and growable land, but we're seeing them go offline, and this is going to drive up probably the prices of those staple foods that probably get imported even to our western countries, Europe, the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, etc., as a result of the depleting sunspots. If you've been following, volcano eruptions have been gradually increasing over the last 30 years. Between 20 and 30 on any given day are currently erupting, and you can get a daily update on the website of which ones are in eruption. As with the volcanic activity, we're also getting the same scenario with earthquakes over the last 30 years, gradual increase in magnitude and in frequency. And if you're interested in whatever magnitude over which region of the Earth and over what time period, you can go onto the website, put in the details of the magnitude and the time, and it will show you the trend on the map that we're looking at right now. We also have sea ice extent maps, and if we go down to the trend this year in red, 2018, we can see that it's trending, that there is more ice currently over the Arctic region than there was in 2016, and this has been predicted because with less sunspots we get less average mean surface temperatures over the Earth, and therefore it goes colder. And as a trend, back in the 90s we was experiencing a lot of sunspots. We had a modern maximum. Now from 2007 onwards, you're going to see a change and a gradual rebound of the ice over time. And on the other chart, if you look at that over the 11,000 years, you'll see that the sunspots have been dropping off gradually over the 11,000 years. The thing is, 11,000 years ago, we was in a glacial period, and I'm predicting that we could possibly be going back into a glacial period, not just a mini ice age. Just for clarity, we've always and still are being in an ice age, and this is something that people think it's new. It's not. It's not that we're going into a new ice age. We're still in an ice age. So now, guys, we can see when we look at all these anomalies that things are in great change, and they're going to continue to carry that trend forward into the foreseeable future. Nothing is going to change for the better with regards to sunspots, at least, the magnetic pole reversal, and all the things that those two things bring along. If you remember, I said that the sunspots will shrink the heliosphere. That will allow more cosmic radiation in, and in turn deliver more rain in the upper atmosphere, clogging the jet streams and causing climate chaos. And with a weakening magnetosphere, it will do the exact same thing. If we've got a weakened magnetosphere and a weakened heliosphere, then we are going to be in for double the trouble. And we don't know if that will accumulate as the two are, if you like, in negative flux at the same time. It's not just what's taking place with nature, guys. I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing it pick up pace, the general attitude of human beings, and it's understandable. This monetary system is destroying people, and it's making them mean. It's making more and more people put their conscience in the closet, and the general behaviour is just worsening. And I'm in the thought that this might all be related to nature, as we are, after all, part of it. I think there is some synchronicity that reflects our bad behaviour in general on ourselves. If the behaviour of people is better, I believe that all these other things, which scientists haven't connected yet, the dots, but I'm pretty sure one day it will be common that the general well-being of people and animals and everything else on this planet will, like the film Avatar, reflect the nature of the planet and the solar system in the same manner. Like I say, scientists haven't put it together, but I wouldn't worry about what scientists have put together and have not, because let's face it, they haven't in all the time worked out simply what it is that holds us on this earth. If they knew what gravity was, and I've mentioned it more than once, then we could have a bit more respect for them. But this is something that they've not understood, and not willingly, if they have, promoted it and made everybody else aware of it. We all know the force of gravity is 9.8 meters per second, but they haven't told us what the actual thing is that holds us on this planet. If I said it was nothing more than static charge, that when you rub a balloon on a woolen or cotton jumper, and then that static charge is proportionate to the surface area of the balloon, or in our case the Earth, then I would be very much closer to the truth than what a lot of these organisations were or are at the moment. You know, I will share everything I know with you guys out there. But I will say, you know, over the last couple of weeks we've received absolutely no support in funding for this observatory, and we are doing more than what a lot of other people are doing on YouTube. Yes, they might be covering these stories, and it doesn't take a lot of work to actually go out there and find them and then conglomerate them and put them in a video, and that is interesting, and you know, people do find that what they're looking for. But at the end of the day, we do more on this channel, and we've put a lot more effort in than what a lot of others have. We've actually built our own equipment, and we monitor these things regularly, and we display all the data for you guys to see on the website. And we've made it so that, you know, anyone can view this, even if they aren't in a position to fund it. And you know, I just think it's a shame, and maybe just probably the way things are going nowadays with the general attitude of people, where things like this may cease to exist at some point. So, you know what, guys, I'm not going to moan. I'm going to just mention the fact that there is a link down there if you want to support the channel, support the observatory. You know, we can keep it going. And, you know, I just want to wish you the best of what it is for the rest of the week. And, you know, if you're interested in any of the anomalies that are taking place on this planet, you'll find them all on Pole Shift News. And with that, I'll say what I usually do. Bye for now.